Hi friends, today we'll talk about the seventh lord, the lord of the seventh house in your horoscope. When it goes to all different houses in your birth chart or horoscope, what will happen, and also when that seventh lord will be in a certain house in your D60 chart. So we'll discuss that. It's going to be very interesting. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, then do subscribe. Share this video. So friends, let's get started. The seventh lord is the lord of the seventh house. The natural seventh lord is Venus, because we have the sign of Libra in the seventh house. So Venus is the natural seventh lord. So you can look at Venus also, alright, because Venus is the natural lord of the seventh house. Now that seventh lord could be any particular planet in your horoscope. Now specifically it could be any planet. For example, if you have the sign of Gemini in the seventh house, then your seventh lord will be Mercury. Then you have to find out how Mercury is placed, in which house it is placed in your D1, in your horoscope or birth chart, and also how Mercury is placed in your D60 chart. D60 is the Shashti Amsha chart. This chart was devised by the great astrologer and sage Maharishi Parashar, and the great astrologer who is also actually one of the founders of astrology. So this D60 chart was given to us by him. This D60 chart is very close to your past life, and it is the chart which shows the innermost realities that you are experiencing also in this life. It is very close to your soul, to your past life, why you were born in this life. You will get the answers in the D60 also. It is a very, very significant chart. D60 has been given higher points as far as significance is concerned. Okay, many astrologers have given D60 higher points than even the horoscope or birth chart or D1 chart. So D60 is very significant. So you should look at the seventh lord's position not just in your birth chart, but also look at the position of the seventh lord in your D60. You can get it if you want to open your chart on phone or mobile. You can use the AstroSage app. If you want, if you're using computer, then you can go to any software. There are so many softwares like Jagannath Hora. So with the help of that, you will be able to have access to your D60 chart. D1 chart is the horoscope or birth chart, and it is your D1, the Lagna chart, and the D60 chart. So today we'll find out how, what results you will get when seventh lord will be in a certain house in your D1 and D60, and what about the results. The results which I will mention, they can apply to your D1, and when you apply them to D60, then you have to remember that they are going to be very close to your innermost reality, the reality that you are facing in this life. D60 will show that reality. It will also be very true. You are going through that reality in some way or the other. And also that position of seventh lord in D60 is very significant. It will show also that what sort of connection you actually have with your life partner. So you were born to have that sort of connection with your life partner in this life. So D60 will show that also. So whatever interpretation, you can apply it to both the charts. Birth chart, which is the Lagna chart, and apply it also to your D60. let's have a look at a sample chart. Okay friends, so you can see that this is the Lagna chart. This is the horoscope, actually the birth chart which we refer to, and this is the most common divisional chart, that is the Lagna chart, and which is important. So here you see that you have to find out the 7th lord. This is a chart of a native who is a Cancer ascendant, a female native who is a Cancer ascendant. So you can see that in the 7th house you have the sign of Capricorn and moon is posited there. So this is the 7th house. You have the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so the lord of the 7th house is Saturn, and in this chart you can see that Saturn is placed in the 4th house of the chart. This is the 4th house. Saturn is exalted in Libra in the 4th house of this chart. So this is the Lagna chart or D1 chart of the native. Now this native definitely also will have a corresponding D60 chart. This D60 chart you can obtain from astrosage.com or from Jagannath Hora software. You can get your D60 chart. This is the Shashtiamsha or D60. Now in the D60 chart you have to find out where the 7th lord of the D1 or Lagna chart, that is Saturn, where Saturn is placed in this D60 chart. So in this D60 chart we see that Saturn is placed in the 9th house. It is placed in the 9th house of this D60 chart. That means for this female native, 7th lord of the D1 or Lagna chart is placed in the 4th house of the birth chart of the D1 chart, and the 7th lord is placed in the 9th house, the 9th house of the D60 chart. Okay, so you have to this native has to follow the results of both the 4th house placement of Saturn and the 9th house placement of Saturn, according to the forthcoming video. Now friends, what is the 7th house? Why am I giving so much of importance in the video to the 7th house and the 7th lord? Here we have the sign of Capricorn, so 7th lord is Saturn. 7th house is the house of marriage. It is the house of partnership, relationship with your partner, life partner. So 7th house is the house of your relationship with your partner. It is also the house of independent business. Not just independent business, but also your work or career, because according to the Bhavad Bhavam concept, 7th house is 10th from the 10th house. This is the 10th house, and 7th house is 10th from the 10th house. So 7th house is also the house of your career, independent business or work. So what sort of independent business, independent venture or work the native may do, that also we can predict from the 7th house placement in the Lagna chart and the 7th house placement in the D60 chart. This is the D60 chart. Okay, alright. So that is what the video is about. The 7th house will also say a lot about the relationship of the native with the partner. What sort of relationship the native will have with the partner, and also the partner's nature. That also can be seen from the 7th lord. Okay, the 7th lord in a certain house in D1 and D60 will speak a lot about the nature of the native's partner. Okay, what is their nature and what relationship the partner is going to have with the native. That also we can predict from the 7th lord placement. Look at this placement both in your D1 and in the D60 chart. Okay, so now let's get started. Okay friends, what will happen now if the 7th lord in your horoscope is placed in your first house? The first house is the house of your, it definitely it is part of the dharma trine, the trine of dharma, which is the trine of duty, okay, responsibility, ethics, morality, honesty. So when your 7th Lord is in the first house, then definitely it can show that your life can revolve around your partner, okay, definitely. Your partner or your spouse is going to be very important for you. What sort of relationship you should have with your partner? It should be based on trust, loyalty, on duty, responsibility. Both the parties have to be responsible to each other. Then the relationship can work. Now, 7th Lord in the first house. Look at your position of 7th Lord in your D1, also in your D60. So if it is in this first house, it can show that your partner can be somebody who is knowledgeable, who is creative. Your partner can be intuitive. Your partner can be a seeker of knowledge, of truth. Okay? And your partner can also be someone who believes in justice, morality, fairness. Your partner is somebody who can be creative also, can have creative skills. But because it is in the first house, so it can also show that your partner will be successful in life if they take initiative, if they initiative to seek knowledge, to establish their identity in this world. Then they will be successful in life. They will have to believe in seeking knowledge. They will have to believe in, improving or enhancing their creative skills. And they will also have to use their intuition, even in connecting with you. You also need to connect with your partner intuitively. That is important. Now, your partner can also be somebody, it is in the first house. So the relationship will work if both of you are passionate for each other also. Because first house is the house of fire energy, and definitely that passion, that desire should always be there to make efforts in the relationship, to connect with each other. So if you keep making efforts in the relationship, then it will work. And you have to remember that there is a very strong connection with your partner from the past life also. That is why you got your 7th Lord in the first house. Okay, especially if it is in the first house in your D60 also, it can show a very strong past life connection. You were born because you had to be in this relationship, in this partnership, in this marriage. You were born because you were meant to meet your life partner. So relationship should be based on duty, on mutual responsibility, mutual respect. That's very important. Giving respect to each other is very important instead of ego clashes. So there could be at times, now if the 7th Lord is not so well posited, if it gets afflicted, then there could be ego clashes also in the relationship. Okay? So let us always remember that when you have the 7th Lord placement in the first house, it's better to always remember that you need to give respect to your partner, and then your partner also will give you respect. So you give respect and then you get respect. So that is very important in the relationship. So all these things. And we can say, if the seventh lord is in the first house of your horoscope or D60, so you're independent, you can do well in independent business also, any sort of independent venture, you may be into that, so that may give you success in life. That is also an indication. You may travel to some foreign land, that is also possible. When you have this placement of the seventh lord in the first house, if you move to a foreign land, you may become more prosperous there in a foreign land. It's possible. And you can become prosperous in life if you are engaged in some independent venture or business. That also we can say. So your partner's nature, your partner will believe in their independence, their sense of freedom, their sense of individuality, self-respect, self-esteem. These things are going to be very important. They can also be self-confident, structured, disciplined. So your partner will be successful in life if they are structured, if they are methodical in their approach to work or in their approach to relationship. Then they will be able to get success in that area of life. If they are structured, methodical, they have to be disciplined, they have to be duty bound, then they will be able to get success in life. That is true for your partner, and that is also true for your partnership. Your partnership with your spouse or romantic partner, or whether it is a business partnership, you need to have a very structured, methodical approach to that partnership, whether it is life partnership or whether it is business partnership. Then only it can work. You have to be accountable to your partner. Okay, there has to be mutual accountability. So you need to respect your partner. Okay, then it's going to be very good for the relationship. Okay, so consider traveling to different places also with your partner. That will keep that spark or passion alive all the time. So traveling to different places with the partner, keeping that fire of passion alive, that is very important in the relationship. So yeah, then all these things can make the relationship beautiful and everlasting. Now let's move on to the next placement. What will happen when the seventh lord is in your second house, in your horoscope D1 or your D60? What will happen? Seventh lord in the second house, your partner may somehow be connected to your family. Second house is part of the earth trine. So because of your partnership or your marriage, you can become prosperous eventually in life. That is, eventually you will gain in life because of this partnership, because second house is definitely the house of gains also. Okay, you can gain wealth, status, you can gain resources, accumulate wealth, and so on. All these things can happen because of that partnership with your spouse or romantic partner, or because of your business partnership also. You can gain wealth in life. It is an indication. However, it is important to look at how the seventh lord is placed in the second house and which planets are aspecting, and even the dispositor of the seventh lord, where it has gone. So more or less, if it is well placed, it is a good indication. It is part of the earth trine. Your partner also will be successful in life if they have a methodical, structured approach to work. They need to be practical, they need to be grounded in their work and also in the relationship, both of you need to be practical. You need to make practical decisions. Okay? You need to see how this relationship can work out practically, because after all it is in the second house. So you need to, because second house will always enable you or kind of indicate a sort of practical, calculating approach to things in life. So when the seventh lord is in the second house, your partner also can definitely be calculating in their approach to things. Okay? So both of you, when you are in a relationship, this relationship will work if there is serious commitment, and if you have long-term goals and plans, then this relationship will really work. You must set relationship goals. Okay? You must have long-term plans, for each other, for your journey together. So thinking of raising a family, so it could be anything. So all these things we can say. Now also we can say that your partner will be successful if they are hardworking, if they are someone who is very goal oriented, structured, systematic, disciplined in their work, then they will become successful in their life. Okay? So yeah, and ultimately what will happen, because the seventh lord is going to the second house of gains, second house which is part of the earth trine, the trine of materialistic approach to things, the trine of material pursuits in life. So that means you will be in a relationship in this life because you will gain from this relationship somehow. So, but this trine is not a very easy trine, I tell you. The earth trine. It is the 2, 6, 10. 2, 6, 10 is not a very easy trine because it involves efforts also. You have to make efforts in the relationship. You have to overcome conflicts also. And you have to somehow maintain that commitment. Then eventually this relationship will bless you and you will gain from this relationship. But definitely all sorts of challenges can also come along your way and you will have to face them. So if you're ready to face all challenges and somehow stick to each other, because if you continue to have that serious commitment in the relationship, then it can work. So yeah, I mean, if you have this placement of the seventh lord in your D60, then we can say that a very strong past life connection, that in the sense that you will meet somebody in this life, because ultimately from that relationship or marriage or that association with your partner, you're going to gain something. Something you will gain from them. Okay? So that is the indication. And these gains which I'm talking about, they are material in nature, because this is after all the second house. The second house where you have a lot of earth energy. In the chart of the cosmic man, you have the sign of Taurus here. So it carries with itself earth energy. Fixed earth. That is why in the relationship, even if there are upheavals, challenges, conflicts, problems, you need to make, even if you're making a lot of efforts to connect with your person, sometimes things may not work out. You should never give up on each other. Alright? Because this is the house of fixed earth. You should not give up. Like that, okay. You should know that yes, you are seriously committed to this person. There may be serious issues in the relationship, very serious also. But but if you somehow feel that no, I cannot give up on this person, then it will work. Then this relationship will finally be successful. Serious commitment is required when your 7th lord is in the 2nd house. So yeah, all these things we can say you can gain from partnership with your spouse, that is romantic relationship or marriage. You can gain from that eventually in life. Also, you can gain from partnership business. If you're into some partnership business, you can gain from that. Or if you're into even from your independent business, because 7th lord has gone to the 2nd house. 7th lord is connected to your independent business also. So if you're into any kind of independent business, whether partnership or individual business, you can gain wealth from that also. That is also an indication. Alright, now let's move on to what will happen when the 7th lord will be in your 3rd house, in your horoscope D1 or D60. Now, if the 7th lord is in the 3rd house, then 3rd house is part of the Kama Trikona, desire. So it means that this native will have a lot of desire to have a suitable life partner, may attract somebody who has great communication skills. You may definitely believe that communication is very important in a relationship. It is the most important thing. It is the seminal thing in the relationship, because your 7th lord is in the 3rd house. You will not get along well with anyone who does not communicate well. If there is communication gap, the relationship is not going to work. You may attract a partner who is very friendly, childlike at times, fun-loving, humorous, witty, intelligent, who has great skills, not just communication skills, but also who is skillful at doing various things or other things also. They can have any sort of special skill. It could be anything, either painting or singing, it could be any mimicry, whatever. So your partner may have such qualities. Now find out how the 7th lord is placed and which planets are aspecting. So they can at times be talkative. Or they can be talkative, but then if the 7th lord is well placed in the 3rd house, then you will enjoy communicating with them and sharing your thoughts and views and ideas with them. Your partner, by the way, will have great ideas, great thoughts. Your partner also can be very ambitious in life, very ambitious. Sky is the limit for them. So in order to fulfill their goals, desires, they can go to any extent actually. They're very ambitious in life. They want to gain from their profession, from interpersonal relationships. Usually they are never satisfied with whatever they have. They're always aiming at more and more and more. This can happen unless the 7th lord has connection with Ketu or any other planet which is kind of nullifying or kind of denying or cancelling this effect. Otherwise, if it is more or less well placed, they will be very ambitious in life. And as far as you are concerned, you have 7th lord in your 3rd house. So you have a lot of desire, Kama Trikona, lot of desire to connect with your partner, because 7th lord in the 3rd house. 3rd house is part of the trine of desires. You will also have to make efforts in the relationship. This is possible. Making efforts to connect with your partner. to understand your partner, to make the relationship work. You can benefit from any sort of business which is connected to the use of communication skills. You may require to undertake short distance travels for your business, independent business, or even work. It's possible. Now you will have to take the initiative. Actually, when it comes to your business, if you really want to start something new or of your own, you will have to take the initiative. You must have that courage, the desire, the willpower, and the desire to make efforts. All right, you need to be ambitious. You can be ambitious about your business as well. All these things we can say. So your partner may somehow be connected to your neighborhood or friend circle or social network, or maybe you've met your partner on some social media platform. That is also possible. When you have the 7th Lord in the 3rd house in your D1 birth chart, or in your D60, in the D60 if you have in the 3rd house, then it shows that from your past life only you are carrying that desire to be with someone who's going to be just like a friend, who's going to be very understanding, who's going to with whom you're going to have great communication. You're going to have similar interests, hobbies, and you're going to do things together and have great relationship, actually, because this is a trine of material desires. So you have a lot of desire to have a very wonderful romantic connection with your partner, and you're carrying that desire from your past life or one of your past lives, that my partner should be everything for me. Like they should be my friend, they should be my lover. Again, they should be somebody who for whom eventually I can also become prosperous in life. So both of us together are going to be prosperous someday. So all those desires you have. Okay. Yeah. And if the 7th Lord is more or less well placed, you will not give up also easily on your partner. If the 7th Lord is well placed in the 3rd house, then you will make efforts. You will continue to make efforts in the relationship, and your partner also will continue to make efforts. I mean, it will be mutually you will keep making efforts to connect with each other in the relationship, because 3rd house is the house of efforts. Things will go wrong, they always go, and they always can go wrong for any couple. But it is that courage to get up again and start anew, afresh, and try again. So that is so important. And it is so easy to give up and walk out, but it is so difficult to let go, to forgive, and be accommodative, and be willing to make efforts in the relationship, so that somehow you can make it work. So yeah, all these things, friends, we can say. So you will be successful in your independent ventures if you are really ambitious about it, if you really make efforts, if you take the initiative, if you have the courage to take the initiative, make efforts, work hard, then you can be eventually successful in your independent business. Your independent business can be connected to definitely the use of communication skills, your knowledge. I mean, your ideas are going to be very important. You have to have great ideas. You can make use of technology. Okay, you can also be somebody who's great at calculation, who's into technology, who's into communication, who's into any field of whatever field your work or your business is connected to. You will be successful if you are making efforts. Now let's move on to what will happen when the 7th Lord will be in your 4th house. 4th house is ruled by the moon. Yes, I mean 4th house, you have Cancer in the natural 4th house, which is water energy. Alright, so, and Cancer is what sort of water? Cancer is movable water. Yes, so movable water energy in your 4th house. Alright, so that means, what does that mean? That means a lot of ups and downs, more than ups and downs, I will say. Yes, I mean a state of flux in the relationship. The relationship may always be in a state of flux, so changes can keep happening in the relationship if it is in the 4th house. You know about the waxing and waning phases of the moon. The moon energy, the water energy is all now associated with the 4th house. Whether you have the 7th Lord placement in 4th house in your D1 horoscope or in your D60 chart. So at times you will connect with your partner very well and there'll be great connection, chemistry. At times you will not be able to understand your partner. At times you will feel that you have, both of you have great emotional connection, emotional bond. But at times again you will feel that your partner is estranged from you. They are not able to respond to your emotions. You may feel that way. Okay. Now the 7th Lord in the 4th house. 4th house is part of the moksha trine. So it's very important to understand each other's emotions. Okay. Now emotions. At times a person may be happy, at times one may be sad. So this relationship will work if you're willing to hold their hand, your partner's hand, through all different phases of life. Whether you're going through a happy phase, whether it is a difficult phase or a sorrowful phase. When you're willing to never let go of your partner, and when you're willing to always, be there with them, always beside them, to take care of them. Yes, with a sense of compassion, most importantly, empathy. Then this relationship is really going to work well. So it's very important to have compassion, empathy for each other. That's very important. And very important to forgive each other. When you have the 7th Lord in the 4th house, whether it is in the D1 Lagna chart or in your D60. D60, it is a very strong indication that you were born because you are supposed to take care of your partner. That's why. And they also were born because they also were supposed to take care of you. So it's mutual. So relationship should be based on mutual concern, mutual love. Then it's going to be really beautiful. Mutual care and providing nourishment to each other, comforting each other. 4th house is the house of comfort, peace. It is the lap of the mother. Yes. So that sort of comfort should be there in the relationship. Okay. You can provide that sort of comfort and happiness to another person when you are willing to sacrifice your own happiness at times, then only it's possible to provide that sort of happiness to someone else. So it's important to remember that at times you will need to sacrifice your own pleasure in order to bring a smile on their face. Yes, so it is part of the moksha trine, the trine of moksha. The trine of moksha begins from the 4th house. The 4th house is the first house, is the first house in the entire horoscope, which teaches us what compassion, forgiving, letting go is all about. It is the first step to moksha. And then eventually it will take you 4, 8, and 12. Finally you move towards self-liberation. But everything begins from the 4th house, your home, actually. Your partner is going to be a very pivotal pillar of your home. You cannot think of a home without your partner. Your partner can take care of you as if, they were your mother. I mean, they can take care of you in that way. Motherly affection they may have for you. So it's important. Unless you have certain malefics there to spoil the whole thing. Alright? So if it is more or less well placed in the 4th house, then it's going to be a great bond. 4th house is a Kendra house. 4th house, is a house which is based on affection, love, emotional connection. So when relationship is based on these things, it will really work. Yes? Yeah. Your independent business, the native's independent business, can be connected to the 4th house, real estate industry, food industry, travel and tourism industry, Vastu, Shastra. You could be a Vastu consultant. Interior decoration, human resources. You could be into psychology, nursing, taking care of others. You can also be someone who is into healing, even occult. Alright, even into any investigation and research, because the sign of Cancer originally in the 4th house, Cancer is the crab, which also shows going to the depth of things, and also Cancer denotes privacy. So you will love your privacy. Your relationship will be something which is very, very personal, very private. You will share secrets with your partner, and you will want to keep it very personal, very private. That privacy has to be maintained in the relationship. Okay. So so all these things we can say when your 7th lord is in your 4th house. Now, yes, so for your independent business, you may travel to some other place. It's possible. Your partner can also, after your marriage or after you're into partnership, both of you can travel to different places. Traveling is actually very good for your relationship. It will keep the relationship beautiful, actually. And it will also somehow when you travel with your partner, that those ups and downs, you can handle them better, and somehow both of you can your relationship will improve actually if you undertake travel with each other. So so all these things we can say. Now let's move on to what will happen when the 7th lord is going to be in your 5th house, in your Lagna chart or in D60. 5th house is the house of spiritual love, true love, real love. Okay? It is that spiritual connection with each other. You have the fire energy, fixed fire, the Leo energy associated with it. So it is based on true love and affection. Okay, it is a bond which is based on responsibility, on duty. So this relationship can be great if, both of you are like friends to each other. Both of you truly love each other, are truly committed to each other. And if there is, at times you are playful with each other, you have similar interests or hobbies, you do things together, you go on journeys together, you undertake, journeys, you travel together, then this relationship is going to be fun and it's going to be successful. But yes, loyalty and trust, they're very important, because we cannot forget that 5th house is part of the Dharma trine, the trine of duty. So being accountable to each other, loving each other beyond bounds, being there for each other no matter what. So all that is very important. If the 7th Lord is in your 5th house, in your D1, that is in your Lagna chart, or in your D60. If it is in the D60, then definitely it will show that 5th house, we know that it is that house which is connected to the good deeds of your past life. And having the 7th Lord in the 5th house, in your D1 or even in your D60, will show that you have a very strong past life connection with your partner. Because of the good deeds of your past life, your partner is there in your life. Whether in the D1 or D60 you have the 7th Lord in the 5th house. So you have been able to win your partner's love or company in this life because of the good deeds of your past life. So it is a wonderful placement. It can also indicate a love marriage. Yes. And also it can indicate that your relationship will be based on love. It's only love, true love, on which the relationship is going to be based. Your independent business. Your independent business can be connected to all 5th house matters, to the world of entertainment. You may have any artistic skills, creative abilities, or your knowledge, definitely. 5th house is the house of knowledge. So it's always good to do something of your own, because 7th Lord in the 5th house, it shows that your independent business can enable you to gain name, fame, recognition also. So see if you can do something of your own, some independent venture. So that can be very good for you in life. It can give you name, fame, recognition, success in life. About the relationship, one thing is there, that at times there can be ego clashes in the relationship. That can be there. Okay? So it is very important to see to it that you actually are able to believe in the fact that it's very important to give mutual, to respect each other in the relationship. Mutual respect is very important. So at times there may be quarrels, arguments, but do not hurt your person's sense of self-respect. That is not done. Otherwise there will be trouble in the relationship. So that's what you have to remember. When the 7th Lord is in the 5th house, because for your person, their self-esteem is the most important thing. You don't play with their self-respect. Okay? That is not going to go well with them, and it can have consequences. So because it is the 5th house where you have the fixed fire energy, so it is very important to remember that I cannot cross the line. I mean, you may be upset with them at times, but you will have to See to it that you don't hurt them, hurt their sense of self-respect. That is very important. Okay? So yeah, all these things we can say when you have the 7th Lord in your 5th house, in your D1. If you have it in your D60, it is a very strong indication that you were born in this life because, your partner was supposed to come to you someday and give you happiness. Now, all these things can also happen when the 7th Lord is going to get activated in the Dasha, Antardasha, Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha. So some Dasha, when they activate that 7th Lord energy, then these things can get fructified. Okay? That they were born because they were supposed to give you happiness. You also were born because you'll have to give happiness, give joy to them. Because it is the 5th house. Both of you make each other happy. And in turn, your lives will become beautiful and your conjugal life, your relationship is going to be wonderful. Alright, so all these things. Now let's move on to what will happen when the 7th Lord is in the 6th house. In your horoscope or D60. 6th house is part of the Earth trine, efforts, hard work, material pursuits, and definitely it can show conflicts. 6th house. At times there can be conflicts in the relationship. If your partner is from your workplace, conflicts can be minimized. If you continue to make efforts in the relationship, conflicts will get minimized, differences will get minimized because you are making efforts in the relationship. Your partner also is somebody who's like a perfectionist. They are also very analytical. They are actually very analytical by nature, your partner. So your partner can actually, if they also continue to make efforts in the relationship, and in matters of relationship, you are somebody who is very analytical. So both of you just have to make efforts to connect with each other, to forgive each other, to let go. Then the relationship will work. But if you hold on to conflicts, differences, then there could be trouble in the relationship. Okay? This is part of the Earth trine. I tell you, the Earth trine is tricky, not very easy. I mean, it's a trine which involves efforts. Okay? So, you have to make efforts. You have to analyze what went wrong between me and my partner. Why things went wrong. How can I fix them? How can I reach out to them? How can I connect with them? You have to figure out. Use your analytical power to figure things out. Then the relationship will work eventually. Yes? So all these things, your partner can also be somebody who can have healing ability. That's possible. Very analytical they can be. They can be hardworking. Yes. They can have great argumentative ability also. What about your independent business or work? No? You can be in any sort of business, no, which is connected to healthcare industry. Any sort of business which involves work, which involves healing others, providing relief to others, nursing, taking care of others. That's why the healthcare industry. So these professions are going to be very good. If you're into social service, any sort of social service, then it's going to be good for you. Somehow serving others. Okay? Fighting against cruelty done to animals. Serving others. So you could be associated with some organization and you may get into social service, or you can do social service individually. 6th house. 6th house is the house of job also. So in your day-to-day work, if you are disciplined, it's going to give you good results. Your partner can also be into some sort of job wherein they need to do routine work. Your partner may also be connected with some sort of technology, because 6th house is dual earth, where you have the sign of Virgo. Virgo is not just connected to healing but also technology, analytical power, healing abilities, even occult. Partner may be connected to that. Even your independent business could be connected to healing others, and you could be into occult. All that is possible. Healing others through psychotherapy, through psychiatry, psychological counseling, that also it can show. So yeah, all these things, even preserving nature, being a nature lover, all these things are also connected to Virgo, which is originally connected to the 6th house. So all these things we can say, friends, when you have your work may be connected to any such thing. Okay, you are somehow trying to help others, relieve their pain. You could be in the field of law. You could be in the field of law. It's going to be good. You can help people to get loans. So that is also connected to 6th house. So all these things. Now let's move on to what will happen when your 7th lord is going to be in the 7th house itself. Wow, this is in a way a dream placement. 7th lord is in the house of the trine of karma. It is part of the karma trikona, 7th house. And relationship, what is relationship without desire? Karma is desire. So it is a wonderful placement when the 7th lord is in the 7th house itself. So you can be very much attracted to your partner, and your partner also highly attracted to you. Mutual attraction for each other brought you together. Okay, and so that attraction, even physical, definitely it can be great physical attraction. So which will be the foundation of the relationship also. Yes, and you also will have a lot of desire to be in a relationship with somebody. Okay, great desire to meet your dream person in this life. Okay, your partner can be somebody again who is very much who can also be somebody who has a lot of ambition and desires in life. Your partner also can have such a nature. And so two people, both ambitious about being in a great relationship, can come together when the 7th lord will be in the 7th house. 7th house is connected to the Libra energy, which is originally the sign of Libra is there, which is ruled by Venus. So it is air energy, and it is movable air. So it shows that your partner can be somebody who is very intelligent. Okay, very intelligent. They will always want to maintain a harmonious, balanced relationship Okay, they will believe in that. As far as relationship is concerned, you also believe that it should be harmonious and well balanced. Okay, relationship should be based on healthy give and take. You will believe in that. If you are making efforts in the relationship but your partner is not responding, then somehow that will make you sad, or you could be upset. If you are making efforts in the relationship, you will also expect your partner to connect with you and to reach out to you, because the whole idea of relationship for you is something which is based on balance. Okay, that harmonious balance is very important in a relationship. That's what you believe. Healthy give and take is very important. You believe this, even your partner also can have similar thoughts. Because 7th Lord in the 7th house, which is the house of harmony and balance, sign of Libra. And the symbol of Libra is that of the balance, or the set of scales. So it is very important to remember that there has to be good communication between you and your partner. Healthy communication, healthy give and take, making efforts in the relationship, and having great desire to, undertake the journey of life together. Because this is part of the Kama trine, the trine of desires, the trine of wishes, dreams. You will think that if I be in this relationship, I can achieve whatever I want in life. This relationship will enable me to achieve whatever I want. All my dreams will come true if I get into a relationship with this partner. Your partner also can have similar thoughts. And then both of you come together. Okay? So the key here is that you have to make efforts in the relationship. Also, connect with each other on an intellectual level, because remember, Libra is air energy. So that is why healthy communication, very important. Sharing ideas with each other, sharing your thoughts with each other. Being transparent about your thoughts, your ideas, your plans. That is very important in the relationship. Okay? So that will bring both of you closer together. Alright? Traveling to different places with your partner. So you can also have that desire to travel to different places with your partner. Alright? And in fact, undertaking travel with your partner is also a very good thing. It's going to make your relationship successful and healthy. So as far as your independent business is concerned, your independent business, for the sake of your business or work, you may have to travel to a foreign land. It's possible. Or your work may be connected to trading. It may be connected to interactions with people. You need to interact with people a lot. You could be into counseling, even teaching. You could be a liaison person. Liaison person is somebody who brings different organizations, two different organizations together, or they will enable a person to contact some other person or organization. They can arrange meetings for people. So even the field of law is suitable for you. You could have your own law firm. So all these fields of profession, they are going to be suitable for you. Or if for your work or business you travel to some foreign land, or if your work involves travel, then also it can be successful. Or if you're doing any sort of work which involves interacting with people a lot, even human resources is connected to the 7th house. Any profession which involves a lot of interaction with people, or trading. So that is all connected to the 7th house. So your work may be connected to any of these fields. Now let's move on to what will happen when the 7th, and if you have the 7th lord in your 7th house in the D60 also, or at least if you have it in your D60, then also it can show that you were born because you were meant to be in this sort of relationship, that lifelong relationship with your partner. So relationship with your partner is something which is now, means, because it is the 7th house is a Kendra house, okay, so, and it is the house of relationship only, so things are going to fall in place actually, okay. So somehow you will meet somebody in life at a certain point of time in life, and you will think that, and you will feel that everything is falling in place, and I was really meant to be with this person. It's going to happen because the 7th lord in the 7th house itself, unless the 7th lord is afflicted, you're going to have great relationship with somebody. It is going to happen in this life. Now let's move on to what will happen when the 7th lord is in the 8th house. 8th house is part of the moksha trine again. This can also show, again, if the 7th lord is getting afflicted somehow, it can show a lot of conflicts, problems in the relationship, even distance can set in. It can even lead to separation. It can show that. Or else the 7th lord in the 8th house, if your partner is connected to occult, if your partner is from a foreign land, from some exotic foreign location very far away, if your partner is into technology, engineering, chartered accountancy, secret services, intelligence department, then somehow the relationship can work. If your partner is into research, investigations, if your partner is into medical science, surgery, if your partner is in the legal profession, insurance, manufacturing, underground mining, occult, healing practices, then somehow the relationship can work. Otherwise there can be problems. Your partner may be from a foreign land which is very far away from your place. That is also possible. You could be in a long distance relationship with your partner. Alright? Long distance relationship can be a blessing in disguise for you. Now, intense, intimate, strong connection. There has to be a strong, intimate connection with the partner, which has to be very passionate, because it is the Scorpio energy and it is fixed water. So there has to be commitment for each other. Intense passion and serious commitment also in the relationship. Then the relationship will work. Great sexual intimacy should be there in the relationship. Then it can work. If there is dissatisfaction in that area, it can cause problems in the relationship, and it can take you apart, take both of you up. It can, somehow lead both of you away from each other, or you may grow apart from each other. That is also possible. So maintaining that passionate relationship with each other, great sexual compatibility is important in the relationship, or else there can be problems. If you maintain your relationship, eventually your relationship can become, even, you will feel that there is a spiritual connection with your partner. All these things. Your independent business can be connected to occult, healing, to anything which is connected to 8th house, which is also connected to technology, research, investigation. So your independent business may be connected, or your work may be connected to any of these fields also. So if you are interacting with people because you are a healer, occultist, psychologist, then it's going to be very good for you. All right. So all these things we can say, and a lot of transformation can happen in your relationship life, in your business life. Some transformation can happen. So changes may go on happening. If changes are taking place, embrace those changes. If there are obstacles, try to overcome them. Be a fighter, don't give up. No, eventually you'll be able to overcome all obstacles, and you will see that a new order will be set. Initially there could be problems, and you will have to have the courage to face those problems, fight against obstacles, overcome obstacles, and finally there'll be a restructuring of the new order, and that transformation will be very good for your relationship and also for your business. So that is important. So if you're facing challenges, problems, difficulties in your independent business, take them in your stride positively, overcome them. You know that if you can overcome those problems, something good is going to happen eventually. So finally you will be successful when this transformation happens. These obstacles, challenges, difficulties are actually going to transform your independent business or career. In relationship also, maybe you started off together well. Initially there could be some challenges, problems. Find out where things are going wrong, because it is in the 8th house. 8th house is also the house of research, analysis. So it has a lot of water energy also. Scorpio water, fixed water, but it allows you to go to the depth of things and analyze things. So you have to figure out what is going wrong, find out what is going wrong in the relationship, and somehow find out ways to connect with each other. That's very important. Yes, and maintain that intimacy in the relationship if you really want the relationship to remain alive. All right. So all these things you need to keep in mind when you have the 7th Lord in your 8th house. In your D60 also, if you have the 7th Lord in the 8th house, okay, this can suggest or indicate that you really need to maintain a very intense and passionate relationship with your partner. And maybe both of you were born so that you can, grow together and eventually move towards spiritual practices also. And then eventually there'll be a spiritual connection between the two of you. So you have to realize that we have to somehow support each other through all obstacles, challenges, and somehow see to it that we can maintain that intimacy, that intimate, passionate relationship, and eventually we will move towards maintaining a spiritual connection also with each other. So when a couple, they have great physical compatibility, or they have great sexual compatibility, that does not mean that they cannot have a spiritual bond. Marriage is also an institution which is a spiritual institution. So, but then it involves sexual union. So it is definitely, if there is sexual compatibility, there can also be spiritual connection between the couple. So never think that there is sexual compatibility, so that means there can't be spiritual connection. No, it's not like that. Both can be there. And when a relationship is really meant to be, then both are present, the sexual aspect as well as the spiritual side. Both are present in the relationship. So your independent business can be connected to 8th house matters, which I mentioned. technology, occult, investigation, research, etc. Healing others, psychology, insurance, etc. So your independent business can be connected to all of that. Now what will happen when the 7th lord of your horoscope is in the 9th house? If it is in the 9th house of your horoscope or D60, then what's going to happen? Now if the 7th lord is in the 9th house, there originally you have fire energy, mutable fire. So the relationship, there can be a sort of duality in the relationship. That is possible. Okay? Because the 9th house inevitably carries with itself the Sagittarius energy. Now the Sagittarius duality, what sort of, because it is a dual sign, dual fire sign, mutable fire sign. So what sort of duality? So it can also show that your person will be somebody who is very religious, somebody who is very dutiful, seriously committed to you. Yes, your person is someone who's very serious about the relationship goals. So yes, so that is your person's nature. Okay? And on the contrary, at times your person may be somebody who is not that serious. They can be childlike. Okay? They can have childlike curiosity to explore things, to know things. So that always happens with Sagittarius, and that is the Sagittarius duality. Okay? So that is why the dual fire sign. But Sagittarius is a sign which is ruled by your Jupiter. Okay? And it is ruled by Jupiter. So your partner can be somebody, again, if 7th lord is more or less well placed in the 9th house, your partner will be somebody who has knowledge or who is a great seeker of knowledge. Somebody who is religious, into religious practices, somebody who is very dutiful towards you, towards the family, dutiful towards even profession, even society. It can show that. Such a person you may attract into your life. They will always believe in fairness, justice. They always have a good sense of judgment, your partner. Okay? They will have a very balanced, a very good sense of judgment. That is why, your partner may be in the field of law. Your partner can also be into teaching, counseling. Okay? Your independent business can also be connected to the field of law, teaching, counseling, and so on. Your partner may be somebody who's very optimistic, goal-oriented in life. And you will also have, you will set goals in relationship also. Because 7th lord has gone to the 9th house. You have great relationship goals in life. Yes. You will want to travel with your partner. Traveling with your partner is the key in the relationship. You need to travel to different places with your partner, to foreign places, that will make your bond stronger. You may meet your partner while you were on travel. That is also possible. So yeah, all these things. For your independent business also, you may travel to some foreign land. That's also possible. All these things we can say. Sagittarius is part of the Dharma trine. So this relationship will work if your partner is dutiful towards you, and if you are also dutiful and faithful to your partner. There has to be mutual loyalty, trust. And it is also very important to respect each other. That is the most important thing. It is in the 9th house. So respecting each other is very important. If you do not respect your partner, no, then the relationship will not be a happy one. There will be problems then. It is very important to treat your partner with respect, because your partner, no, is also somebody who wants their personal space, freedom. They want their independence. They want to assert their individuality. So you need to respect their sense of self-respect. I mean, you need to respect your partner's sense of individuality. You need to respect them as an individual. And that is very important. If you respect them, you will get respect from them. Mutual respect is very important in the relationship when you have the 7th Lord in the 9th house. Otherwise, no, slowly there can be distance also. Like some distance will set in, which is not going to be good for the relationship. This relationship will work only if there is mutual respect. Remember that. But otherwise, it's wonderful. After your partnership, after your relationship, you will become fortunate in life. There will be growth and expansion in life because of this partnership or marriage. That is also possible. Friends, just give me one moment before I move into the next house. And what will happen when it will be in the D60? If this placement is in the D60, okay, that means your 7th Lord is in your 9th house in the D60 also. That means you're fortunate enough to meet somebody in this life. You're going to be really fortunate because of that partner who's going to come into your life. But you have to remember that you need to respect your partner. Otherwise, if there is ego clash in the relationship, there are ego clashes, then the whole beauty of the relationship may be lost somehow. So they should avoid all ego clashes, conflicts as much as possible, and always give each other space. You need to give them space. They will also give you space. If you respect them, they will also respect you. If you are loyal to them, they will also be loyal towards you. You need to remember that this is part of the Dharma trine. Just give me one moment. I'll be back and then I'll tell you what will happen when the 7th Lord will be in the 10th house. Alright friends, so what will happen when the 7th Lord is in your 10th house, in your horoscope or in D60? 10th house is part of the Artha trine, the trine of efforts, material pursuits, hard work also. So that means now this relationship will work only if you are responsible to each other. There has to be a sense of mutual responsibility. Okay? Then this relationship is going to work. There has to be serious commitment. You will have to have long-term goals and plans for each other. In the relationship also, you must have long-term goals. Then this relationship will work. You can have a very methodical approach to the relationship. Okay? Why you chose somebody? You have been very practical, very grounded, very calculating in your approach actually. You can attract somebody into your life who's very hardworking, calculating and methodical, disciplined, structured. You may attract such a person into your life. All this will happen when the 7th Lord is not afflicted in the 10th house. Okay? Yeah. But 10th house is also the house of power. So your partner may at times be a little dominating, which may unsettle you and may upset you. This can also happen. If they go overboard, then there can be distance between you and your partner. Some sort of distance can set in, which is not going to be good for the relationship. If your partner, is a little too dominating, I mean, if they really want to kind of, exercise their power over you, so that is not going to be good then. But instead, if your partner is somebody who is very hardworking, but who is somebody who's someone who's very responsible towards you, so at times they may dictate things, but if they are very responsible, if they are very dutiful towards you, then it is fine, is not it? Then even if they are dictating a little bit, that is tolerable. Yes, otherwise no one is going to tolerate somebody who's going to just dominate without shouldering their responsibility. So all that will depend, all that will can be all that can be predicted based on the placement of the 7th Lord in the 10th house. So how the 7th Lord is placed in the 10th house? Is it getting afflicted? So that you have to find out. Okay? So if it is getting afflicted, there could be problems. You need to do remedies then for that certain planet. Alright? But otherwise, if it is well placed in the 7th house, 7th Lord is well placed in the 10th house, then definitely the relationship can be based on mutual loyalty, responsibility and serious commitment. There will be serious commitment. Your partner can also have a strong sense of justice, and they will also be very hardworking, methodical, structured in their approach to work also. Okay? You also can be somebody who's very calculating in their approach to relationship. Okay? So you may want to marry somebody because you want a certain social status. That is possible. Alright? So you may make very practical decisions in relationship also. If you get attached to somebody who's at your workplace or somehow connected to your work, then the story can be different. So if your partner is connected to your profession or work, then it's going to be good for the relationship. It can be a truly romantic connection with somebody who is connected to your workplace, and that either workplace or your work, and that person becomes your partner. Then it's very good. You may get into some sort of partnership. Suppose you're doing any sort of work or business, no? So in that work or business, your spouse or partner can also be involved. So your life partner can also be your business partner. That is possible. If that happens, it's going to be good for the relationship actually. So that both of you can work together, grow together, and be together, help each other in the work, and be successful together. That is a good sign. Alright? So your independent business, you will be successful in your independent business or work if you're structured, disciplined, systematic, goal oriented in your approach to work. Then you'll be successful in your work. Yeah. So it could be, your profession could be connected to any field. I mean, it could be connected to technology, it could be connected to administration, it could be connected to, you may be working in big organizations, corporate sectors, any sort of profession wherein You could be somehow connected to the defense services also. It could be any field. But whatever be your field of profession, or whatever be your work that you do, so you need to actually just be disciplined. Because seventh house, seventh lord in the 10th house, seventh lord is also the planet which shows how you deal with the world. So in all your dealings with the world, you need to be systematic, structured, disciplined, responsible. When you deal with the world in such a way, then you will become successful in your work eventually. And your social status, social reputation will improve also. Eventually you can gain authority in your field of business or work also. So yeah, all these things we can say if the 7th lord is in the 10th house of your horoscope. It's a very karmic placement in a way, because 10th house is naturally connected to Saturn, the planet of karma. Alright, so if you have this placement in your horoscope in D1 or in D60, so it can also show that your partner, you may attract some partner, somebody into your life who's going to help you in your work, or whom you met in this life. You're going to meet that partner through your work. It is a strong suggestion. So if you meet such a partner who is somehow connected to your work, then it's going to be wonderful for the relationship. Okay? Or it can also show that you will meet somebody and you have a lot of karma towards that person. A lot of karma, pending karma in this life associated with that person, because 10th house is the house of karma also. So a lot of karma in your life is now attached to your partner. It can also show that. Alright, now let's move on to what will happen when the 7th lord will be in your 11th house. In your horoscope, D1 or D60. That means what? If it is in the Lagna chart or even in D60, we can say that now your partner will come into your life, because finally you are going to be prosperous because of this relationship in life. It can say that. Depends on how the 7th lord is placed in the 11th house. If it is not afflicted, more or less well placed, you will get good results. Okay? If it is getting afflicted also, if suppose say the 7th lord is with Rahu, and you are in relationship with somebody who's from a different region, foreign place, or a different geographical region or foreign culture, then it's good. So you have to absorb the energy of Rahu now. Somehow that energy has to get absorbed in your relationship or independent business. Then it will be good for your relationship or independent business if the 7th lord is in the 11th house. You're going to gain from your relationship or independent business. 11th house is part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires. Kama. Okay? Wishes, desires. So definitely you are somebody who has a lot of desire to be in relationship with somebody. You want to connect with that person. And you feel that, okay, my life is incomplete without relationship, because it is the highest point of desire in the entire horoscope, the 11th house. So you have a lot of desire to be in relationship, to be in committed relationship with somebody, or to marry someone. And when you attract that person into your life, eventually both of you can become prosperous together. That is possible. There'll be growth, expansion in your life. Okay, it's possible. But the trine of karma or desires means you have to make efforts also. You have to be ambitious. You have to keep that desire, that ambition alive. That's very important. And 11th house is what sort of element you have. Air. And it is fixed air because you have Aquarius in the 11th house. Fixed air. So that means your partner can be somebody who has a high sense of individuality. They give a lot of importance to their personal space. They are an independent thinker. They are very rational, very logical. They believe in their reasoning ability more than anything else in the world. They will not follow tradition blindly. They can be unconventional in their thoughts, in their approach to things in life. They can be a non-conformist also. They can have extraordinary approach to things in life. And maybe that is what you liked about them, that they're extraordinary. They're not boring. And that's what you like about them. It's possible. Okay? And you also, in matters of relationship, you can also be somebody who is very open-minded. You can connect with a person who really, has that charisma, that sense of individuality, that spark in them, which sets them apart from others. So you can also get attracted to such a person. Because after all, your 7th Lord is in the 11th house. 11th house is not just under the influence of Saturn, where you have the sign of Aquarius, rebellious Saturn, but it is also under the influence of Rahu and Uranus. So a very unique, extraordinary partner, extraordinary looking, extraordinary in their appearance, in their approach to things, in their approach to life, relationship, extremely intelligent, someone who's a highly knowledgeable person, who's a great intellectual. The person can have all these qualities. Person may be into research, occult, healing, research investigation, great research abilities, great analytical skills. Person can have all these abilities. Great ideas, great thoughts, innovative thinker, and so on. Can have great creativity, originality also. You can also succeed or prosper in your independent business if you continue to remain an independent thinker, if you use your intelligence, your ideas, your thoughts, and somehow if you pursue your goal, your career goal, your business goal, you need to pursue that with fixed determination, because Aquarius originally in the chart of the cosmic plan in 11th house is connected to fixed air energy. That determination should be fixed. People may think you're crazy. Suppose you have certain goals in your business or career. People may think you have gone crazy. Let them think. You know what you are aiming at. And you know that you can get there. So that belief, that confidence will stem from your knowledge. So believe in your knowledge. Knowledge is the only key. And going to the depth of things, analyzing things, doing research, investigation, or getting associated with occult, healing, psychology. So any of these fields, is going to be very good. You may be associated with social welfare organizations, because Aquarius also thinks about, the collective good also. You are gaining knowledge also because you want to help others also. Yes. Even if you're into healing, you're into occult, you want to bring about a revolution in this world. You want to change things. Maybe people are doing things in a certain stereotypical way. You want to change their outlook. And it is through your knowledge, it is through your intuition, your ability to understand things, go to the depth of things and understand the reality of things, that now you're able to guide others and give them a different perspective. So do that through your research, investigation. You have to be a seeker of knowledge, and then you can also bring about a revolution. It's possible. Great scientists, they have a strong 11th house or Aquarius in their chart, because Aquarius gives you that ability to think innovatively, differently, and compel others also to do so. So your independent business or work may be also associated with helping others. You may be associated with social welfare organizations. You may try to somehow solve mysteries, because Aquarius is also connected to research, investigation, even to detective services and detective work. Somebody who's a detective will have a strong Aquarius. So yeah, because why are you engaged in that detection of crime or whatever? Because ultimately you want to help others. That is the aim actually. Yes. So yeah, so when you think about the collective good, when you think about others through your work, how you can help others, how you can make others' lives better, when you think that way, your business will flourish and you will really be able to be successful in your work when you are always thinking about how to provide others with the best services. And that is only possible through knowledge and research. Now let's move on. I think I have covered most of the things about 7th Lord in the 11th house. Now finally let's move on to 7th Lord in the 12th house, in your horoscope or in D60. In your horoscope, if you have 7th Lord in the 12th house, it means you may attract somebody from a foreign land into your life. Your partner may belong to a foreign culture. Language community may be different, or religion may be different, or geographical region totally different, or culture totally different, and you will attract such a person. It's a positive thing. You can be in a long distance relationship. It's a positive thing, a blessing in disguise for the relationship. Initially you may associate with someone, you may get into a relationship, there can be separation also. And then you will, learn from that experience, and you will know that, okay, this time I have to be very careful. It's very important for me to intuitively connect with the person, because 12th house has Pisces, water energy, mutable water. So you have to be very careful in connecting with people. You have to understand them intuitively. Pisces, which is originally connected to the 12th house, is connected to intuition. Intuitively connecting with your person is very important. Don't run after only money, luxury, social status, profession, career, their success in life. No. If you run after these things, your relationship may not work if you have the 7th Lord in the 12th house. If a person is from a foreign land, then it is okay. Otherwise, and even if they're from a foreign land, intuitive connecting with your person on an intuitive level, soul level, is very important. That soul connection should be there in the relationship. Otherwise, your ways may part. Somehow you may get distanced from each other. There can be separation. Because you will also tend to idealize things in the relationship, no? You will have a certain dream. Your partner will be in your realm of imagination when you have 7th Lord in the 12th house. And you will manifest that partner in a certain way. But then when you're manifesting such a dream partner, you cannot be calculating in your approach to choosing your partner. If you do that mistake, you will have to pay the price. Then you will have to wait to have that, so that you find somebody who with whom you can have that soul level connection. For that you need to wait patiently. That person may belong to a different foreign place, and it may be very challenging for them to come and meet you, to reach out to you. Never mind. That is an indication that you're going the right way. If they are in a foreign land and you're having challenges, both of you are not being able to meet each other, that is a positive thing actually for you. So wait for the right time. when it will be possible for them to come over or for you to somehow go to them. So wait for the right time and opportunity instead of getting impatient. That is one thing. Then, so that soul connection is very spiritual love in the relationship. The true love is very important. Nothing else is important when 7th Lord is in the 12th house. So all these things. And your person can have a dual nature, Pisces. So at times they'll be very, they'll be very idealistic, lost in their own thoughts, in their world of imagination, dreams, fantasy world. They will have a lot of fantasies, even sexual fantasies with you, your partner. You can also have such fantasies with your partner, because 12th house is the house of fantasy and dreams, and your partner is there now. 7th Lord is in the 12th house. So both of you will, because also maybe it could be a long distance relationship, or maybe they live far away, so both of you will see each other in your dreams. Maybe it's possible. All right. Now your partner, there can be a certain duality in their nature. At times, mostly they will be very idealistic, and they will have principles, and they will believe in their principles, ideals, and they will have great they will have a lot of dreams. They will set goals for themselves, and the dream of fulfilling all their relationship goals, career goals, and they will definitely live in their world of imagination, fantasy, ideals, and idealism. Your partner, okay? And they may also love isolation at times. They may also go into an escapist mode at times. You may wonder what's wrong with them. Maybe they're not taking your calls sometimes. Don't get worried, because they need to go into isolation sometimes. They need to escape from everything sometimes and just be by themselves. They need that, because 7th Lord in the 12th house. They love their privacy and isolation. So you have to understand that and give them that space. Then the relationship will work. Okay? So at times mostly they're idealistic and lost in their thoughts. At times they can also be very calculating. That is, the duality is there. They can be very calculating, and they also are willing to make efforts in the relationship. Okay? A very calculating approach to relationship, to life, and they are willing to make efforts also. That also they will be. It is not that always they will be lost in their world of thoughts and ideas and ideals, but they are also conscious of the fact that they have to make efforts when required. In relationship or in career, that when it's required, I have to really make efforts and push myself. They know that actually. Okay, so when the 7th Lord is in the 12th house, your partner, because 12th Pisces are after all ruled by Jupiter, they have that wisdom. They have that wisdom in themselves. And Pisces is also connected to Neptune. So find out how Neptune is also placed. If Jupiter, Neptune, these two planets are naturally connected to Pisces, so how they are placed in your chart. So if they are more or less well placed, your person is very knowledgeable, very intuitive, very creative, very mature also. They have a high sense of, a very good sense of judgment. They can let go of things. They are forgiving by nature. They can be compassionate, merciful, kind-hearted. They can be into charity. They can get into charity, charitable activities and all that. So you need to understand your partner. And as far as relationship is concerned, initially in life you may be in a dream world regarding your relationship, that I'll meet my dream person who will come riding on his beautiful white horse. So you will have those dreams initially, but you have to remember that this is, after all, you have to somehow maintain that balance. That is very important. When the 7th lord is in the 12th house, you have a lot of imagination. You have a lot of hopes. You have high hopes that my person will be like this, like that, will be so idealistic. But in reality, things may not happen as they happened in your dreams. You have to understand that. That is very crucial for you to understand. That is why when you have 7th lord in the 12th house, it's very important to understand your person intuitively. Use your sense of intuition, your sense of, judgment. Somehow try to understand your partner and see to it that you can maintain a soul connection with your partner. And letting go, forgiving your partner, that is also important. If you keep sticking to your ideals, if you only think that no, my partner should have these qualities and I'm not going to settle for anything less, and they must have all those qualities. I have, that dream is very vivid and clear, and then there'll be problems in the relationship. So you will have to somehow navigate between that world of idealism, fantasies and dreams where you have seen your partner, and the world of reality where you have met your partner. So somehow you need to navigate between those two worlds, and somehow you will have to, also understand that a relationship is always based on some sort of compromise, forgiving each other, letting go of certain things, and that is very important. When you're willing to forgive, when you're willing to have empathy and compassion for your partner, then your relationship will work. Definitely, if there is great sexual intimacy in the relationship will be even more successful and beautiful. So if there is definitely soul connection, understanding each other intuitively is very important. But also if there is great sexual compatibility, then also it's going to be wonderful for the relationship. If you have the 7th lord in the 12th house, your independent business may be connected to occult, healing, to research, investigation, to any creative field. You may be connected to any field of creativity, okay, or artistic skills. And your independent business, for your work or independent business, you may settle down in a foreign land. After your marriage, you may settle down in a foreign land, or someone from a foreign land may come into your life. That is also possible. So and your work or business may be connected to investments, any sort of investments. So if your business is connected to investments of any sort, then it's going to be very good. Okay, investments in the finance sector. So that is going to be good for your independent business also. Chartered accountancy, manufacturing, underground mining, technology, they are also connected to the 12th house. Occult, healing, psychology, psychological counseling, all that. Spiritual practices are connected to the 12th house. Occult, healing practices are connected to the 12th house. Alright? So yes, friends, all these things, even language, if you're a language expert, language teacher, if you're into coding, that is also connected to the 12th house. Any sort of secretive investigation, research investigation, intelligence department, secret services, detective services, or detective work, all that is also connected. Whatever is connected to research, investigation is connected to 12th house also. Okay? You may heal others as a doctor, you may heal others as a surgeon, you may be into any sort of, you may be a scientist into investigation, or you may be a healer of any sort, you may be an occultist. So everything, psychologist, all that is connected to the 12th house. You may be a priest, you may be a spiritual guide who guides others, that is also connected to 12th house. So independent business or work may be connected to any of these fields also. If you have this placement in your D60, then it can show that definitely you have a very strong past life connection with your partner, and you have to wait for that partner in this life patiently. That partner must have certain qualities of the 12th house. Either the partner may be from a foreign land, okay, someone who totally belongs to some foreign land, foreign culture, or your partner may be somebody who's very spiritual, who's into spiritual practices, healing or occult practices, or who's into psychological counseling. So you must have the patience to wait for that partner. Okay, so if you have this placement in your D60, then it can show that you really should have a great soul connection with your partner. The relationship will survive only if you have a deep spiritual connection with your partner. You can even have great physical intimacy, but it's important to have great spiritual bond with your partner. So friends, that was my take on 7th Lord in all different houses of your horoscope, D1 or Lagna chart, or in D60 also if you have this combination. So if you have this placement, 7th Lord in the 12th in a certain house, in all different houses, what results you can get. If you want personal consultation, details are there in the video description. Do not forget to subscribe to channel, friends. And before I wind up the session, a small reminder, but which is important, that always believe in charity, helping the poor and needy. Okay, that's very important. And also be compassionate, empathetic towards the poor and needy. Do some charity for old age homes, orphanages. It's always better to donate vegetarian food, and also be kind to animals, birds and creatures. See you next time, friends. Thank you.